After watching the previous 8-minute video on understanding object-oriented programming, you should now have a general understanding of classes and objects. A class is a template used to create objects, and an object is an instance of a class. A class defines what attributes and methods an object can have, while different objects can have different specific attribute values. In this video, we'll dive into the actual syntax of object-oriented programming and create our own class. First, we use the keyword class, followed by a space, and the class name. Unlike variable names, which typically use snake case, Python class names use Pascal case, where each word starts with a capital letter. After the class name, we add a colon to indicate that the code below belongs to the class definition. As an example, we can define a CuteCat class called CuteCat. The next step is to think about what attributes objects of this class should have. A cat can have attributes such as name, age, and code color. A class has a special method called the constructor, whose main purpose is to define the attributes of an instance. It must be named self-init with 2 underscores before and after the name. The parentheses can contain any number of parameters, but the first parameter is always reserved to represent the object itself. And by convention, it is called self. It allows you to bind attribute values to the instance object. For example, if the cat's name is Lambton, you can write self name equals Lambton, which assigns the value to the object's name attribute. If you write name equals Lambton without self, Python treats it as a normal variable assignment and does not consider it an attribute of the object. Now we can create a cat object in Python. We create an object by using the class name followed by parentheses with arguments inside. This calls the forInitTool method and returns an object. You might wonder, wait a second, init2 still needs the self parameter. Where did it go? You don't need to pass self manually. Just remember that Python handles it for you. When you call CuteCat to create an object, the init2 method runs automatically, assigns the name attribute, and the cat object named Lambton is created. To access an object's attribute, use the object name followed by a dot and the attribute name. For example, cat1. Name returns the value of the name attribute bound to the cat1 object, which is Lambton. Of course, not all cats are named Lambton, so we should make Soiniti more flexible by assigning attributes based on parameters. When creating an object, we then pass the cat's name as an argument in the parentheses. The init method runs, and the value of the name attribute is bound to the value of the cat name parameter. As a result, the cat object's name will be the value we passed in. We can also add more attributes to the cat, such as age and coat color, by passing the corresponding parameters when creating the object. All of the object's attribute values will be bound to the values passed in through the parameters. You've now learned how to define attributes and create objects, which is a big step forward in object-oriented programming. But classes can do more than define attributes. What an object has, they can also define methods, which describe what an object can do. To find out what comes next, stay tuned for the next video.